Okay, so the last time the Garden Girls were out was the 17th of May, and they're refusing to come out and finish the job they quoted us on, saying they are losing money. This is what was done and what has not been done on the job that they quoted. So right here, see the grass between the shed and the irises, that was all supposed to be dug out to extend the garden. And as you can see, there's weeds growing in already, so it doesn't seem like it was done a fantastic job. Some places better than others. The fire poker here, when it was quoted, Olivia, I told her we wanted it down to 1 or 2 on each end, like significantly thinned out, because there was a ton of them. That we didn't know how to do it, and we weren't really exactly sure how to care for them. And she told us not to worry, that the owner was a horticulturist or botanist or something like that, and she would be able to get it squared away for us and tell us what we needed to do to care for it in the future. But as you can see, there's tons of weeds growing around it. They just ripped out the weeds by the top, didn't actually dig them out around that fire poker. And we just wanted one, not one bundle, and they left a big bundle. Over here, south of the first fire poker, some weeds, not too bad. This area, I actually feel like they did a fairly good job getting stuff. We'll have to go through and pull some, but not a whole lot. However, along all of it, they were supposed to clearly define the garden space, and as you can see, there's no clear definition. Grass growing here and there, and just they didn't really dig it out like they were supposed to. So we get to this cottonball bush, or snowball bush, sorry, and that's pretty much how it was supposed to be. To the south of it, or north of it, you can see there's quite a few weeds growing between the bush and the lilies. They were not dug out properly, so they're already fairly big. And again, grass all throughout. They really didn't do a great job of getting the roots of things, and still didn't dig out the garden to clearly define the space like they quoted us. This is one of the worst areas. This is the north side of the lilies, between the asparagus and the lilies. And the day after they came out to fix the mistake, I came out and dug up, and you can see those 2 little holes. I didn't have to get very far before I found roots. So literally all they did was take the top layer off. They didn't actually get the roots out. And I don't know if you can really see this, but in the lilies, there's tons of grass growing through there. They were supposed to clean that out and weed it and get it all squared away, and they did not do that at all. And in fact, they actually mangled the front lilies. They just like ripped them so that they were behind the garden line. They didn't even bother to cut them, or if they cut them, they like bundled them all together and cut really crappy. Not really sure why they even did that part, but anyway, back to this area. A lot of weeds. We're gonna have to completely redo that. Getting over here to the asparagus, you can see like there is tons of weeds down in there, tons, that we are just gonna have to go through and get rid of. All the way over here to the other fire poker on the north side, same issue with that. I mean, if you look, you can see that they completely mangled the bottom. They just cut it or ripped it instead of actually taking care of it. And I think it's because the people that were here didn't know how to handle it either. But again, it's a bundle instead of just one. And there's tons of weeds back there that we're gonna have to dig out. They did actually dig the grass up right here, so that's nice. There's still some weeds but not bad. So I'm pretty happy with this area. So here's the peach tree. Over here you can see some weeds growing, but they dug the grass out and they did a fairly decent job. I'm okay with the job they did here. I expect to have to dig some weeds out after 2 weeks of the job. Over here they were supposed to dig all of the grass out to the stones in the front of the ramp and like continue the garden out. They did not. They pulled some of the weeds that were under the ramp, but as you can tell, they didn't even pull all of those. They're still poking through. And they did clear a little space, like maybe a foot from the shed forward, but they did not do the whole thing. And then moving across, they were supposed to dig all of this grass out where the stones are and just leave that wild geranium. And they didn't. I don't think they even touched the side at all, other than to stack the stones. So yeah, and now they sent us an invoice for 3 times the amount when they haven't even completed the job that was quoted, which has been to do all the grass area, dig it out, pull all the weeds in the areas I've already shown you, and